Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this ASUS UX32V. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is use a T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver to remove all the screws from the bottom. Looks like it's missing a couple screws here. You want to keep them in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that, flat side down like this on my desk in the pattern I remove them. Excuse me. Alright, so normally you would have, I guess, 6 screws up here, but there's only 4 right now. So let's go ahead and remove those. Alright, I don't know if the customer worked on this before, so keep that in mind. If anything looks different, just keep that in mind. Alright, you might have to remove extra screws or anything else like that. Okay, so far all the screws appear to look the same. Okay, so yeah, alright, let's go ahead and get these out. Alright, that's a lot of screws here. Uh-oh, this bottom screw seems to be stuck. That's not going to be fun. So I think the screw mount for that is damaged. So let's go ahead and continue removing the other screws, I guess. Okay, there we go. And the last one here. Hopefully this one's not. Okay, good. Alright, now that we've gotten all of that, let's see. Can we... Oh, this pops out so easily. So... this is the broken one. Okay, it looks like the customer opened this before and they put some tape and other random weird stuff inside here. So again, you guys do want to make sure that if yours looks different, that you don't just follow everything exactly as I do, because stuff like this happens where the customer changes things. I'm going to try and tighten this screw up, and I'm also going to clean the dust out of here, and I'll be back. Alright, I'll see you guys in a bit. Oh man, I just noticed something. There's a random screw here. I'm assuming it's from that spot there. Hopefully that didn't damage anything inside their computer. So that's kind of weird. For now, I'm going to put that back in using a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver, and hopefully it will stay there. Okay, it looks like that's where it came from. Alright, anyways, I need to clean this stuff up, and I'll be back. Alright, see you guys in a bit. Alright, so I'm back. Cleaned it out a little bit. There's some stuff, a lot of it's like stuck on there, so... anyways, let's go ahead and start taking everything out. So we're going to disconnect the battery here. The customer wanted me to repair the charge port. They actually broke it here. I don't know if you can even see that, but it's broken. Alright, there's one slot for RAM here. Pull these two tabs to the side and it pops up like that. I don't know what type of RAM this is because there's no label, but this looks like DDR3 or PC3 memory. So, yep. Alright, then they also have an SSD here, which it looks like they just shoved in here with this thing instead of using the hard drive caddy. So, actually, what in the world? They mixed up a bunch of different kinds of screws. Oh my god. This is going to be a nightmare to work on because there's all this random tape here and all these random things that they've changed. But hopefully you can at least get an idea of what's inside here. I don't know why they switch all these screws. I'm assuming it's normally would be all PH1 or JS1 screws here. But they put some T5 or Torx 5 screws in here holding the battery in place. And also they got different random size screws in here. So that's also going to be somewhat of an issue. Anyways, just do what works for you. Again, this isn't one that's meant to be followed as is because... the customer just took random screws. I'm guessing these are the missing 2 screws, the T5 ones that I found. I'm guessing those are the 2 missing screws from the cover up there. Actually, I don't know now because there's another T5 screw here as well. What in the world? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. All these random screws are throwing me off. Alright, that looks like I'm going to have to use a PH1 or PH0 or JS0. I don't know what's going on here. Alright, let's see if we can pop this battery out, but we're going to have to peel this tape up. I don't know why there's tape here. You shouldn't be getting tape all across the circuits like this. Alright, this is going to be dangerous because they taped it on the keyboard cable, and I don't know how I'm going to separate that so without damaging it. I'm going to have to just peel it carefully and hopefully I can get it off without causing any problems. So we're going to carefully peel this up. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I don't know what is going on here. Okay, can we lift this battery out now? Is something holding it? Okay, it looks like they put a big screw here as well. Oh god. I didn't sign up for this type of repair, guys. Alright. this is a problem when you're working on something someone else worked on and they just throw a bunch of stuff together. Good luck with that. All right, so we're gonna lift this carefully. It looks like the speaker is stuck to that. Did they seriously put double stick adhesive? Oh my god, they put, did they tape this on here? I don't think it's supposed to be stuck together like this. I think they put tape on here for some reason. I don't know. Anyways, there's double stick tape holding the speakers to the battery. So I don't know what's going on with that. But here's the battery. Assuming this is the right battery model number, C23-UX32. All right, again, I don't know what to trust in here because they did so much like random, like awkward work inside here. It's not how it's supposed to be. Okay, this thing, what in the world? Okay, anyways, give me a second. I need to check my messages because he's probably asking what's going on. All right, I'm back. So basically I just updated him and told him, I don't know who worked on this before, but all this random tape and all these random screws are just making my job so much harder. Anyways, let's go ahead and remove the speaker cable connector here. Usually I'll use my fingernails here. You can't really see what I'm doing, but basically I just wiggle the connector like that and then pull that out. Okay, so we got this speaker. We're gonna set that aside. All right. Since we just need to do the motherboard, I probably don't need to take out the stuff over here. Here you have the M.2, or sorry, there's a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive. Let me actually zoom out a bit so I can show this. Then you got some PH0 or JS0 screws there, I believe. Again, these aren't, I don't think these are the original screws. I think somebody just threw together a bunch of random stuff, whatever fit where. Seriously, that's a T5 screw. Okay. Oh my goodness, this is a pain, guys. This is a pain. All right, then you got screws under here, and that looks like PH1 or JS1. Whose idea was this? I have no idea. And I don't know if even replacing the charge port at this point is going to solve their issue. They probably destroyed something else inside. Anyways, let's go ahead and see if we can lift this up. Again, they put this dumb tape here for no apparent reason. Tape is not needed there. Okay, so we're going to lift this up. And then once we got it lifted up, we're going to kind of wiggle and pull this back. And there we go. We got the 2.5-inch SATA hard drive out. Again, that's an SSD. You can put whatever you want in there as long as it's a 2.5-inch drive. And I'm going to actually take this thing out. I think maybe they did that to prevent the speaker from moving around. But, yeah, I don't know. All right, we're going to flip this latch up. And we're going to remove this cable. One thing, if you haven't done, after disconnecting the battery, it helps to press and hold the power button for 15 seconds to drain any residual power. This makes it a lot safer to work on, especially since we're going to be removing the LCD or LVDS connector. All right, so I'm going to hold it for a few more seconds because I wasn't really counting. But yeah, all right. So I think that's good. The speaker just fell out. Maybe I'll just pull this out just to be safe so it's not going all over the place. All right, oops, sorry, I went out of view, but that's the speaker I just removed. Okay, now we're going to remove the LCD LVDS connector here. Grab this tab. We're going to pull this up. Usually you can pull this straight up to unlatch it. Wow, that came out super easy. That's kind of weird. All right, so I don't know what's going on here. All this stuff is weird screws, weird everything. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and get the 3 screws out that are holding the fan in place here. Might have to check what the customer's saying because, yeah, this is, I don't know. All right, so we got these 3 screws out. Then we can go ahead and probably take this fan out. Yep, grab the connector here. I'm going to use my fingernails and kind of just wiggle it to pull it out. There we go. All right, what else we got? Is this held down? No? Okay, so we should be able to just start removing screws and pop the motherboard out, but let's go ahead and finish disconnecting stuff. So trackpad connector there, we flip that latch up and we can pull this cable out. This is a keyboard backlight connector. This looks like it's a sliding mechanism. Yep, so slide that back and then we can pull that out. Keyboard connector here, also sliding mechanism, but they put a bunch of tape here, so let's peel the tape off first. Okay. And okay, I guess this latch is broken, so maybe that's why they put all this tape on it. There we go. All right, well. Okay, let's see, what else do we got here? Let's disconnect the wireless card. We don't need to remove the wireless card, but we're just going to disconnect the antennas, getting underneath with my fingernails and just pulling straight up. Hopefully there's no screws hidden under there. We're going to get this screw out here that we put back earlier. All right, what else we got? We got one screw all the way over here. Oh my god, again, it's a different type of screw. I think that's a T5 or Torx 5. Yep. I did not sign up for this nonsense. All right, let's go ahead and get this screw out here. Is that... I don't even know if that's a T5. It looks like it might be a T6, but I'm using the T5 to get it out. Okay, there we go. Come out of there. All right, I don't know who the smart person that did all of this was, but all right, we got 3 screws down here. We'll get this one out. And I think that's a, oh my god. Okay, we'll get this one out. Looks like there's one more over in this corner here. Okay, good. Also a PH1 or JS1. All right, we're gonna switch over to the PH0, JS0 because somebody decided to put all different screws in everything here. So get that. All right, let's see, is that enough? Can we lift this board out now? So we're gonna carefully lift this out, hopefully. And, okay, it looks like it's coming up. We're gonna carefully wiggle this thing out. There's all this tape holding random stuff in place, so we're gonna lift that out, get the wireless antennas out of the way. It feels like something might be grabbing it, but let's see, hopefully it's just this keyboard cable. So you have to thread the keyboard cable through there, and there we go. All right, so we got this out. Oh my god. It looks like they tried to fix this themselves too, and it has a whole bunch of solder on the other side of the motherboard, which shouldn't be there. I'm gonna clean this out just because this fan looks gross. So let me do that off to the side, and then we'll begin the soldering process. Oh, I don't know if I can even clean that thing off. That's gross. Yeah, that's not even cleaning off. Well, I cleaned it a little bit. I'll use my air blower and see if anything comes out. But, okay, I guess it kind of worked. A little bit. Yeah, I need to brush this more. I'm gonna clean this and I'll be back. Alright, well, it's all clogged up with something, so we'll stop with that. Let's go ahead and set this thing aside. We'll grab this, and now we're gonna have to remove the charge port here. Alright, soldering is soldering, so I don't know how I'm gonna show this. This thing is all cracked and broken here. Alright, this plastic's just coming off. Okay, as you can see, I just yanked that off and it came off nice and easy. I kind of want to just use my hot air station. This looks kind of bad. I don't know if that's liquid damage or it's toast. Let me actually see if I can scrub that and clean it up. Yeah, whatever that is doesn't want to come out, so I don't know there. Alright, how am I going to get this done? Looks like they soldered this piece and, oh my goodness. What is this? I don't know what I'm going to do here, guys. If I heat the whole thing, this thing here, that tape they put is going to just melt. I kind of want to use something to just chop this thing up, and then maybe from there I can easily do it. So let me actually try that real quick. I'm going to use these tin snips to cut this extra stuff off and see if that will make it so I can easily just do each pin separately. Can I even cut through this? Oh, I can. Nice. Oh, I just noticed something, which I don't know. If you look at this, they like frayed this piece here. So they like overly cooked this thing, and that looks bad. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Let's go ahead and, I don't know, it doesn't want to cut from vertical. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of just cut this jacket up into 2 pieces, and then now I can remove this. But it looks like, wow, they also got, it looks like liquid damage or something in there. All right, we'll see what we're gonna do. I don't know. I'm gonna take a box just to lift this up higher, heat this up, see if I can pull it through, and we'll see if we can replace that and get it working. I have my doubts because of how bad it looks, but we'll see. All right, let me go get something to place this a little bit higher on, and then we'll try and pull this stuff through as we heat it. Okay, see you guys in a bit. All right, let's see if we can get this thing apart. So we're basically just gonna heat this all up and see if it will pop out. All right, so I'm gonna have to try and heat all 3 at the same time. I'm gonna have to use some pliers for this because I don't want to burn my hands off. Okay, grab this and let's see here. Can we get this out? Okay. Come on, let go. This damaged thing here is gonna make it way harder to do. No, this is not gonna happen, I think. That and all the extra solder they added to the other side. It's gonna make this nearly impossible. Let's see what we got. These are all melting, but it's not pulling down. Come on. Okay, got part of it down. Okay. Yeah, this doesn't want to come out at all. And I think this stuff up here is just gonna snap off. Okay, I might have to use the hot air gun for this and just risk, I don't know. Let me see, how can I do this? This piece is kind of coming up. I'm gonna try and break all this plastic stuff off of here and see if that will help, because yeah, no, because the other thing's not happening. Can I unbend this up? Wow, this is so bad. Okay. Oh, that thing just folded over. Sorry, I don't even know what you guys are seeing right now because I'm trying to figure out what to do with this thing. Break all this plastic off real quick. And we'll see what we got. Okay, can't really break all of it off. Got some of it off. All right. Let's get this stuff out of the way. All right, I'm just burning up my iron right now. Okay, let's see if we can somehow get this out any better than before. Kind of doubt it. Come on, let go. Yeah, I think I have to pull from the other side because they put so much solder through this thing. I don't know how that's gonna work. Okay, I can't get decent angles for showing this, so I'm gonna do it off camera and I'll see what I can do. All right, I'll see you guys later. All right, I'm back. So you can see this thing was kind of like drooping down. We're gonna get the replacement charge port. Hopefully it's good. Basically what I had to do, because they put thermal paste, not thermal paste, because they put the solder on the other side, I had to heat from this side and pull it up from there. And then, yeah, and then basically had to use a solder sucker vacuum, whatever thing you want to call this. All right, so this thing, it basically just pulls air in real quick and sucks in the excess solder. Hopefully the replacement charge port is going to fit in here, and hopefully the trace inside the board isn't destroyed. I have a feeling this might be, but usually this is like the grounding pins, so hopefully these three will already be enough, but we'll find out. All right, it also helps just kind of hold it in place. So we got the replacement here. Hopefully it's the same type. So we're gonna peel that up and we'll check it here. It's really small. This is what it looks like. All right, this has 3 feet on each sides, and then the tail back there for the little pin that goes through the middle here. All right, I'm getting messages, so let me check that and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So we're gonna have to see if we can get this thing to go in. Right, again, they screwed this all up, so I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but we'll find out. All right, so we got most of the solder kind of cleaned out. This thing looks completely toasted, as you can see. But anyways, let's go ahead and try and clean it up. Oops, I turned off my solder iron. I'm gonna turn that back on, and I'm gonna give it a bit. And this goes in this way, so let's see if the feet are going to even fit through the holes anymore or not. Okay, this piece is screwed up because it's like bent that way, so I don't know if I'll be able to get this in or not. I might have to see about if I can clean this up a bit better, because it's pretty bad. I'll probably add some flux there and then heat it up, and hopefully that will help it flow around. Okay. I'm going to try putting it from the opposite side just to see if it fits through those holes. Yeah, no, that's bad. All right, I'm going to try with some flux here. We're going to melt it and see if that can pull the stuff out. And then I'll probably use some of the copper solder wick stuff to see if I can pull out any excess solder from there. All right. Let's see what we got. Hopefully, I think I can show this part on camera. I don't have to do any weird angles or anything. So let's go ahead and just get some of this flux stuff on there. Okay, and this stuff, if you're wondering, it just, the solder sticks a lot better with this after you use this. So, all right. All right. I don't know what the chemical reason behind it is, but that's how it works. All right, so I'm gonna try and clean the solder iron off so I don't have any excess solder on it. And what we're gonna do is that I'm gonna try and heat this up and see if that will help move the solder around to where it goes to the outsides and opens up the holes. All right, looks like some of the stuff is kind of going there, so let's go ahead and heat this up and see if we can pull the solder out. Okay. Oh, I don't know if we can get the solder down there. Oh, there we go. Okay. It's working. Alright, so there we go. Let's go ahead and take a close look. And we're probably going to have to flip it over and do the other side. So it's a lot cleaner now. Oops, sorry. You can see how wide open the holes are. This corner one I think just has flux stuck in it. So let's go ahead and try and clean the other side. The other side actually looks okay. So we probably don't really need to do this, but we'll just do it anyways. Right. All right, let's take a quick look, close look. Everything looks all cleared up here. Oops, there you go. Looks all cleared up. Let's see if we can get this thing in now. So I'm going to try and get this all lined up, and Hopefully it will sit into place. All right. Oh, that's actually going in nicely. So now you can see this thing is in there nice and snug. Of course, this piece that's all bent here, that's might be an issue. So I'm going to see if I can carefully bend it a tiny bit. But you want to be careful because you don't want to snap this thing. It's so small. Okay. All right. There we go. Let's go ahead and get this in and see if we can now solder this into place. So what we're going to do to make this easy, I'm going to put flux in this, all these little gaps here. Okay. So this is how this is kind of somewhat of a cheat here. You put the flux where you want the solder to go instead of using the wick, which already has flux in it. That makes it actually, you have to hold it directly to the spot you're going to solder. So what I do here is while I'm holding this here, okay, I will actually melt a little of the solder onto the soldering iron, and then when I touch the soldering iron to here, sorry, it's going out of view. So when I touch the soldering iron to there with the solder on it, it'll basically just all flow into place, and you don't even have to worry about holding the wick in place properly and all of that, or the solder in place, sorry. All right, so let me get a little bit on the soldering iron. Sorry, it's off to the side, but I don't have enough hands to do this. Okay, so let me see if I can show you. So basically, I put solder onto here, and while I'm holding this in place, hopefully I won't burn myself, but you just touch that solder to there, and you can see it soldered itself into place, right? Then you can heat it up more if you want to get it to flow in properly. And there we go. So now that solder joint is holding itself, and we're just going to continue that with all the little solder points, all right? Okay, so do that. Same thing, keep holding this up, and then just touch it to there. I actually need more solder for that one. All right. Okay. Keep holding it, and then we just touch it there, and there you go. Nice. All right, we can do that with the other one. All right, same thing. Hold that in place. Just touch it. And there you go. All the solder just flows right where it needs to go. I'm going to need a little more there. Okay, hold it and touch that there. There we go. Perfect. And then, because now we don't have so much flux, we're going to add a little bit more. Okay. And that little round dot part here, back here, that's very important. So you kind of want to make sure that you get the flux and stuff in there. Now, because it's hot, it's kind of just melting and flowing wherever it wants. Okay. So we'll get the flux in there. Perfect. We're going to do the same thing. Take a bunch of the solder. Melt it on there. Hold that into place and just touch it. There we go. Now it flowed into place. Perfect. And these last ones on here, I'm going to have to find a way to somewhat bend this back down a little bit. Oh, actually, okay, it's staying in place, so that's good. So we're going to do the same thing. Again, you can do it the other way, where you kind of just keep the heat there, and then you put this, but I found this way works better, where you just get the flux on it. And then you just hold it, and boop, 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 boop. And you can see it just goes where you want it. Right? Easy peasy. Okay, we're going to do that one on this one as well. I'm going to try and hold this down a little bit, and hopefully I don't burn myself. And boop it there like that. Might need a little bit of extra flux there, so let's add some more flux. Okay, add the flux here. This one's all burnt up, so I have a feeling it's not really getting a good connection. Hopefully it's not like broken all those parts and like shorting each other, but okay. We'll add some to the end here. Boop, boop. And back to the middle one. All right. If you want, you can hold it a bit longer to make sure it melts and sticks. And then you want to inspect. Okay, I think we're good with the soldering iron. You want to inspect it. Make sure you got all of those connectors separate, that they're not sticking to each other. Right? You can check the other side here. You can see it's not all like a giant lump like it was before. I don't know if I showed it clear enough before. All right, then we're going to use some rubbing alcohol and paper towels and just clean off all that excess junk there. Okay. I'm going to tin my soldering iron real quick. So basically what I'm doing is I use the sponge to clean off what's on it, and then after that I just add some solder to it while it's cooling down. All right. Sorry, I'm doing it off the side. Okay. There we go. Now that should be okay. Flux is just slowly burning off. All right, so let's go ahead and clean this up. We're going to use the isopropyl rubbing alcohol. I'm using 91%. Basically, I just get a piece of paper towel and just hold it over the spout and dab a little on there. Okay. Once you do that, you can go ahead and just clean up this stuff here. Ow, I'm burning my cut. I have a cut, and rubbing alcohol is good for cleaning wounds as well, but yeah. All right. So clean that up. All right, here you can see all the gunk that came off. That's the burnt up or semi-unburnt flux. There we go, clean that up. If you want, you can flip it over and clean the other side as well. I'll clean it just because the previous job wasn't too good from whoever did that. All right, and we'll clean that up and clean that up. All right, and that looks good. So now we're going to just reassemble. Actually, there's some gross stuff on there. Let me try and clean that off. What did I do with that paper? I guess I need a new piece of paper. This stuff looks a little gross here, so I'm going to clean it. Okay, so we got some gross stuff here. Let's see if it'll clean off. Okay, looks like it's cleaning off. Oh, or I guess not. Once it dries, it turns gross again. So, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what that stuff is. It doesn't clean off. Okay, look, it looks nice. Yeah, I don't know if these... Maybe these are the burnt traces from when they broke this thing. Anyways, we'll see what happens. Let me set the box aside and zoom out a bit here. Okay. Zoom out here. Okay. Wait. Oh, why'd the RAM fall out on its own? Okay, let's put the RAM back in. Okay. Whoever worked on this, like these clips weren't even holding the RAM really well. Okay. All right, so we're gonna set this stuff aside here. Let's go ahead now and reassemble. I'm gonna put the soldering stuff away and I'll be back. All right, so I'm back. Let's go ahead and put this back into place. All right, let's zoom in a bit because we're too far zoomed out. All right, sorry for the wobbly. All right, anyways, we're gonna now have to thread the keyboard back through. Look, see, that thing's like broken. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and get this back through. We're gonna hold the board and get this through. Hopefully you grounded yourself while you're working on this so you don't just fry the motherboard, of course, with static electricity. You don't want that to happen. All right, I'll get all these cables on top, get this cable on top, get this cable on top, and we're gonna, of course, get all the wireless antennas on top. Pull those up. Slowly get this into place. All right, and let's see, we gotta drop this back in. There's a raised mount here, so we have to kind of go in at an angle. What else? Why is it kind of stuck here? Something's not letting it sit properly. There we go. Okay, we guess we just had to shift it around, right? Okay, so we got that. Looks like this is okay. All right, I think we got all the cables we need on top. Let's go ahead and start putting back all the random screws that were in here. Again, it doesn't, whatever yours is, don't just copy me. This one had all these different types of screws, so I'm just gonna put back what I found where I found it. Okay. And yeah, that's how I work on the computers. I just put it back where I found it, and hopefully if the customer put it in the wrong spot, that's not my fault. So all right, anyways, get this back, get that back in. All right, I think this one was a 0, so we're gonna do the other two first. All right, get this in. Good, and we have one up here. Oh, that's also a T5. Okay. Okay. Use the PH0 and get this in. Alright, let's get the keyboard connector in. Let me zoom in here. So normally you would pull this the latch or the tab back here. I need to peel this tape off, but because they broke it, whoever worked on it before, you have to kind of get this in. Okay, so this, I'm guessing this is how the cable was designed, where they kind of just fold it all over the place like this, which is kind of an annoying design because you have to make sure this thing stays out. Then you got to get this cable in. Okay, and then after you get that cable in, which you have to kind of hold in with some weird techniques, I don't know. Okay, maybe let me try using this plastic tool in between here to help hold this in place. Once you're doing that, then you pull these plastic tabs in. Okay, but it doesn't feel like it's holding the keyboard, so I don't know. I guess that's why they put that tape there. So while I'm holding this, I'm gonna tape this in there, and we're gonna hope that holds. Then we're gonna put that back over there. Okay, what do we got now? We got the keyboard backlight connector here. Okay, so similar idea as the keyboard one, except this one doesn't look like it's broken. So we'll get this in, line that up. All right, once you get it in all the way, slide this latch back in, and that clamps on top to push that into place. Touchpad cable, make sure that latch is up. The latch is also broken on this cable, but only partially, so hopefully it's good. Grab this, okay, and make sure that latch is up. Come on, get back up. It's hard to do it at these weird angles to try and show you guys, and I don't even know if you're able to see what I'm doing. There we go. Hold that cable in place and then slide your finger over to latch it back down. Okay, what do we got next? We got the fan up here, so let's get this fan back up in here. All right, get that cable lined up. If you're putting a new fan, make sure that you don't have this cable upside down. All right, that's very important. And I don't know how the fan cable used to be, so I'm just showing you how they had it in there. So if they put it in upside down and it broke the fan, I don't know, and I wouldn't know until I turn it on. But anyways, they had this random super long screw. Hopefully that's not going to damage anything. I don't want to overly tighten that, but there we go. Okay, and then they had this random screw all down here. Okay, looks good, looks good. All right, what do we have? Okay, we got that. So we'll put this cable in first. Okay, line it up. Make sure it goes into the slot. There we go. We're gonna have to push this over so that it stays in, and then just flip that latch down. I don't know if I have to screw something in here, but we're just gonna get this cable. Oh, I think I should have put this cable first because it seems like it goes under in between here, but looks like I was able to still squeeze it in. All right, get this cable lined up and click that into place. Good. All right, what else we got? We got the SSD, or the 2.5-inch SATA hard drive. Let's zoom out a bit for that. Okay, so we'll get this in, get that lined up, and slide that into place. Come on, dear. All right, slide that in. Now we're gonna have to put all these random screws in here. The T5, Torx 5, 2 at the top. Oops, sorry, PH0. 2 at the top. Again, I'm pretty sure these are the wrong screws. These didn't come with it. They probably just had a bunch of random screws. Whatever tech worked on this before, and they just put whatever screws fit in what holes. And that's not how you work on computers, but okay. Oh, that's a T5. Okay, what else we got here? I'm gonna switch over. Okay, we're gonna use a PH1 or JS1. Get that down there. And again, we'll get the other one down here. Okay, then of course we got the speakers. Let's zoom out. Zoom out more, zoom out more. Okay, get this lined up here. And then you get this connector. Line that up. This can be a little annoying. Let me make sure I'm putting it the right way. Okay, let's see here. This cable, you got the bigger side up and the smaller side down, so that should be right. I don't know, it's hard to get this cable in, it's so tiny. Okay, there we go. Pinch the two together. All right, good. So we got that speaker in. Let's go ahead and go over to the other speaker now. All the way over here. Let's zoom out a bit. Get that into place. And same thing with this cable. Just get it lined up. And pinch that in. There we go. All right, now we need the battery. I think that's all we need. Did we get everything? The wireless antennas. Let me actually put those first. Okay, if I remember correctly, the white one was to the left and the black was to the right, but usually it's not that important, but I don't know. That's how they had it, so that's how I'll put it. All right, put that cable in there, and we'll get this cable in here. And again, this model looks like it should have a bunch of screws all in these other areas, but again, whoever worked on it, I don't know, they just did whatever and lost everything. Lost all the screws. All right, let's zoom out again. And then we're gonna have a moment of truth plugging it in and see what happens. All right, we've got the battery. Flip this over here. Okay, line up. I like to line up the bottom where it has those raised plastic mounts first and get that in place. And I guess we can put the tape back on top. I don't know if that's gonna be 100% necessary, but we'll find out. All right, let's go ahead and get these random screws back in. I don't know if I mixed any of these up because the T5 one, or the T5 ones, I was moving them out of the way thinking that I would need them to put them on the bottom cover instead of holding the battery, because the battery doesn't need a million screws holding it in place, but why not, because that's how they had it. All right. What kind of screw is this? 0? Okay, PH0 or JS0. Okay, let's switch back to the T5. Let's go ahead and put back these random screws here. Alright, there we go. And the last one, and hopefully we are now good to go. I'm gonna see, let's tape this back on, I guess. Why not? So I guess this was just stuck like this, and then they just folded this down and taped that and taped this. Okay, I don't know if that's gonna work or not, but we'll find out. Let's get the bottom cover. I don't know if this bottom cover doesn't look like it has any clips on it, so I guess that's just how it is. Okay, and they had this piece of tape is just sticking out here. All right, so we'll get this all lined up. Oh, did I not reconnect the battery cable for you guys? All right, let's reconnect the battery cable. Just line it back up and click it back down. There we go. All right, this T5 Torx 5 screw was broken here, so it is what it is. Okay, let's go ahead and get the others and get those all in. All right, and that's pretty much it. After that, we're just going to test everything. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Again, if it did, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. If it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Other than that, you're welcome to stay as I get the rest of the screws in and then we plug it in and see what happens. But yeah, all right, let's get these last few screws in. And then we can go ahead and see what happens. All right, got that one. This one, what did I do with the, did he give me the charger for this? I think so. Okay, I'm gonna have to look for the charger after this. There we go, and the last screw that they had right here. Okay, let me go find the charger real quick, and then we'll go ahead and power this thing up and see what we got. Hopefully it will power up and hopefully everything will work. Oh, I found the charger. Okay, give me a second. Let's get this all plugged in. I need to unplug the soldering iron. And we'll get their charger plugged in and let's see what we got here. All right, so I'm gonna plug this in and see if anything lights up. I don't know where the indicator light is, but we'll plug the charger in. All right, plugged in just fine. Feels a little loose though. Okay, oh, the power turned itself on. That's kind of weird. Is it supposed to do that? I pushed the power button and it turned off, so let's power it back on. Right, you can see it's powering on. I don't know how to see if it's plugged in. If they didn't put a password on it, then I guess I can check. If they put a password, then I don't know. Oh, I guess I can see on the side here if it's, doesn't show if it's charging, but it shows that it's on, I think. And okay, so it's showing the charge symbol right there. So we should be good to go. That's pretty much all there is to it. I'm going to check the keyboard real quick. It looks like it's working, and it lets me type stuff for like pin. Let me see if I say password and see if it will let me type letters. Looks good. All right, so I think we should be good to go. I'm going to shut this down and we'll just let it plug in overnight and see, or whenever the customer wants to pick it up. They wanted to pick it up tonight, but I guess it took too long, so they just left. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.